You guys, look at this. That right there, my friends, is a $4,000 repair. Guys, welcome to August. So we are in the home stretch with summer, and anyhow, August is going to be pretty eventful for my family here. Lots of going on and lots of new expenses. So anyhow, so for the month of August, we are switching things up a bit with our debt-free journey. We are going to actually be putting a pause on the debt-free journey, and we are going to be paying for a major plumbing repair here at the house. So we live on a property where our water line, we have well and septic, and so our water line going from the house to the septic tank, the gray water, not the poo-poo water, but the gray water line has broken, and we now have all of our sink water and washer machine fluid basically backing up or spilling out into this part of our yard that's like 2 feet away from the house. So we had a plumber out yesterday. We're waiting to get the quote. And anyhow, so I was planning on paying off $4,800 worth of debt this month. So we will be moving those funds over to our debt payoff. In addition to that, we also had some additional expenses. My husband sees a specialist that he receives like a prescription for medication that isn't quite covered by insurance. Insurance says it's, quote, what do they call it? Lost my train of thought there. It will come to me probably halfway through the rest of the video. But anyhow, insurance doesn't pay for it. So that will be $900 for the doctor's visit, because the doctor doesn't accept insurance, and for the prescription. So we also decided to put the kids in public school for a couple different reasons, but mainly just because we noticed that our kids were just being home with COVID, we want them to have more social experiences, and just felt like homeschooling was affecting them negatively. We will always put our kids' needs first, and so we're going to give it a try and see if that helps to improve things. Of course, if it doesn't, we're going to pull them right back home, because homeschooling was no problem. But with that, we will have some additional expenses this month with backpacks and new shoes, which we were already planning on buying them new shoes anyway, so not really sure how much more we're going to be paying, but a little bit more. Trying to think what else. The month of June and July, I actually started this debt-free journey in June. Continued through July, actually started the channel in July, and I had a pause. I was really kind of discouraged when we had to pay for the water repair, the water line repair. But honestly, I've already paid down at least $8,000 since June, since we started, and so I'm very thankful to have at least made it this far. I know we have a long stretch to go, but I think that we're finally just making some positive changes, and I'm just very thankful that for the month of August, we still have the opportunity to at least avoid going into debt. I can't imagine having to put all of this on a personal loan or a credit card and add on to our current debt. So I am very thankful to be able to cash flow, hopefully, most of this expense. So, next week we'll be headed out to Tennessee to see my aunt and uncle, and anyhow, I can't tell you how many times life has gotten in the way, and we have put trips like this on hold just to use that funds. We're not doing that this time. We are prioritizing our family, and we are just really looking forward to spending time with our family and enjoying each other. So anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the budget and see what we got to pay this week. Hi guys. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this last paycheck in July, which technically, so I'm supposed to get paid on Fridays, but my bank just gives it to me a day early. So anyhow, technically it's the first paycheck in August, but nonetheless. Okay, so this week, funny story, not very funny, but you just have to laugh about it. So this week, or rather last week, don't you know, I forgot to put in my timesheet. So halfway through the week, at some point I stopped turning in my timesheet or entering in my time card, and anyhow, so I was only paid for 33 hours, where I usually work much more than that, like twice as much, like 60 to 70 hours. So I did go ahead and move over the week previous. So I think I've mentioned this in a couple of my other videos that, for instance, if this was the week of August 5th, I would reconcile everything that had come out on July 29th, add whatever funds are remaining over to August 5th, and just clear that column. So I went ahead and did that. The $17.20 isn't that full paycheck, it's whatever was left in my bank account on that day, or rather this morning. This is actually the second time I've recorded this video today. I recorded this video earlier with no sound. Like that's how my week is going, guys. That's like, hey, this is how your month is going to be for the month of August. You know, not starting the month off wonderful, but anyhow, I digress. So, all right, we're gonna jump right into what I have budgeted. So we did have that fish fry last weekend. I can't remember if I mentioned that in my previous video, but we did have a fish fry last weekend, and I ended up overspending. So I gave myself $225 for this week. We actually already went to the grocery store, and we spent $198 on food. I don't think that I'll need to spend the rest of it, but I'll leave the $25 or $27 in there just in case I need it for something. I think we're pretty set. We still have we had a lot of leftovers from the fish fries, so I didn't have to do a lot of cooking throughout the week. So because I didn't get that full paycheck, I went ahead and I canceled the homesteading for this week and oil changes for this week. I'm not going to put those sinking funds away. My car was also in the shop this week, and so unfortunately I had to use my husband's truck to get the kids to and from camp. So I went ahead and gave him $20 gas out of my gas fund, but then also I ended up needing to give him last week's gas money to fill up his truck. So we do have $30 for copays for this upcoming week. So the $30 copay is not for a visit that's already been completed, it's for a visit in the future. So $30 for that upcoming appointment. And then the $225, I am starting the sinking funds for my husband's experimental medication. I finally got it. It's not really experimental, guys. He is a little bit personal. I don't think he would want me to share what type of medication it is. It's nothing like illegal or anything, but it does sound pretty sketchy when I was rewatching the video. But anyhow, let's see. Clothing. I'm not going to put anything away for clothing this week, just because my check, again, was short. And then spending money, I gave up my $50 spending money. I'm going to give my husband his. But I don't need any spending money this upcoming week. There isn't really. Usually I use my spending money for like, if I want to buy like, you know, like for instance, I used $50 the week before for like this real estate investment class. It was like $17, or I used partially some of the money for like a light, things like that. So nothing, you know, whatever. Haircuts, didn't put anything into there this week. Didn't put anything in. Oh no, I have to put $50 in there. Maybe I don't. I don't know. We'll see. The homeschool help is my daughter, so she's probably gonna kill me. But maybe I think when I did this, I was like, maybe she'll let me pay her later. We'll see. So I am paying $421. This is the final payment for my daughter's 11th grade school year. I'm sorry, it's next to the last. So I have this 421 and then 383, and then that will pay off her 11th grade school year. The LUOA program is fantastic. If you're looking for dual enrollment, but through an online academy, we were really happy with the curriculum. And my daughter was able to attend Liberty University and get actual college credits at like $114 per credit, which is super cheap. I think it was like cheaper than what we're going to pay for community college for her. And so when she graduates this upcoming senior year, she'll have quite a few college credits already towards her associate's degree in nursing, but then also she'll have them to go towards her bachelor's degree once she bridges over and decides to get her bachelor's. So then I'll come back to those there. Then we have, I moved this over from last week. It still hasn't cleared, so I need to go in there and look to see what's going on with that payment and make sure that they're coming for their money, because I surely want to give it to them. And then we have, let's see, $50 for long-term savings, and then a new expense. So my husband is going to be going to gun instructor school. He's going to become a firearms instructor and eventually, hopefully, start his own side business teaching firearms. So he'll be able to do the initial firearms permit, and then also he'll be able to do concealed carry classes. So that is an investment in that. So just to go over the August budget of everything that we're looking at paying. So just a real quick idea, we are looking at bringing in $16,578 this upcoming month. That doesn't include any side hustle, or not side hustle, but my challenges of where I sell stuff. So I'm again gonna try to earn about $250 this upcoming month on just selling items. Clear the house, clear the cards is what I'm calling it. One of my challenges here. And then, so what are we paying? So we're gonna obviously be paying our mortgage. I think last week I had our mortgage at $26.33. I've decided to delay that because of the plumbing repair. I really want to pay off the debt first, get the plumbing repairs settled, and then I'll start putting an extra $200 towards our mortgage. We are going to be paying for our home warranty. That was originally something that was gifted to us by our realtor, but we'll be starting to pay that this upcoming year. So I've got to go ahead and start that payment. Our cell phone bill is $136. Our electric bill is $347. And you guys, I do have some strategies that I'm hoping to put in place by December on how to really start decreasing our electric bill. So I'll talk about that later on. Then we have our trash removal, which is $78. That's a quarterly expense. This is a new item as well. I did have to start our oil sinking funds. We do have an oil furnace, and so it's about $1,000 to fill that up. So I will be putting away funds from August, September, October to go ahead and get it filled up the beginning of November. Our internet bill is $84.99. Next week, if you notice, I don't have any money slated for our food household expenses, and that's because we're going to be traveling. I'm not going to need to buy groceries. I do have food already budgeted into our travel budget, so I went ahead and removed that from next week's budget. And then school lunches, because the kiddos are going to be going to school. I could pack their lunch. It could be a lot. There are cheaper options. However, my guys are really picky eaters, and I want to make sure that they are trying new things. So I figured this could be a way to help them do that. I will continue to put aside $15 each week for our homestead, and then our truck payment, our van payment, car insurance of $261. I did go ahead and bite the bullet and bought an extended warranty to extend my van warranty. Real quick, guys, I have a minivan that the cylinder head is like possibly going to go at least within the next year or two, and that's looking at like a $3,000 expense. So if and when it does go, this extended warranty will pay for that. So anyhow, oil changes, $25 a week. Gas, I have gas budgeted into our travel budget, so that's why it's not there for next week. We're not going to be going to any doctors the following week, so nothing budgeted there. However, I do have our sinking funds for the medication. Again, $900 I need to pay by the end of August. And then our orthodontic plan for our daughter. I'll be putting away the clothing, $20 a week into our sinking funds. And then nothing for our personal, because I do have that built into our travel. But then following after that, $50 for each of us. Haircuts going into sinking funds, and then I'll pay my daughter her final payment of $100 next week. And then after that, you guys, she's being told she's got to get a job. So this will be something new for her, but she's going to have to branch out and integrate into society finally. She's been homeschooled since the beginning of 10th grade, and so we want her to have some social experiences, and she's been helping me a lot, and she's earned a lot of money, but time for her to branch out and have a new boss. So we're really excited for that. Her senior year payment will be starting. I'm only going to be paying $1,400 for this upcoming senior year all year long. So the payments are broken out from August to December. We do have HP printing of $18.99. And then I'll need to go ahead and enroll my daughter back into dance classes, which start in September. We will be paying for jujitsu, but that payment isn't actually due until the beginning of September, so that's why you don't see that there. Those Gizmo watches, and then we are actually thinking about canceling iFit. So this line here is on the wrong line. We are going to be looking at canceling iFit. iFit is a platform that syncs with our NordiTrack equipment, so our bike and our elliptical, and it gives you like videos that you can follow along while you're working out. So we're looking at canceling that, and then also canceling this gun training class of $10 a month. And all of that, those funds, that $50 a month, is actually going to go into my husband's potential side hustle business that he's going to be starting. So we'll be moving those funds over to alternate things. So we still have Xbox Go, Busch Gardens, the gym membership, and so here is where we are going to be pulling the funds from to fund the plumbing repair. So I haven't made any changes yet because I'm waiting for that final quote to come in, and then once that quote comes in, I will be reworking all of this and putting everything back in a minimum payment, and I will be reworking these payoffs through the month of September. So basically what will happen is these debts here will be moved to September, these so forth and so on. Does that make sense? So everything will just be kind of just slid over. So anyhow, but we will be making all of our monthly payments, and in addition to our monthly payments, we'll still continue to put away the $50 a week. We do have $1,500 budgeted for our upcoming vacation. We are going to Tennessee to visit my aunt and uncle, and during our vacation we are going to be staying with them, and we won't be doing a lot of it's close to a major city, but I don't think we're going to be doing a lot of touristy type stuff other than outdoor stuff. So I think the biggest thing that we'll be doing is going tubing or something. As far as spending money, we're going to be doing a lot more nature hikes and picnics, and seeing like historical sites. So, and anyhow, so here is everything that we're looking at for the month of August. I'm still, I go back and forth. I'm always looking for something to cancel. So, I'm open to suggestions. If you see something in my budget that I could be doing something different that would put some income back into our debt payoff plan, I would love to hear it. We are going to pick back up as soon as this water repair is done, and we are going to continue to pay down stuff. Again, I'm still selling a lot of things on Facebook Marketplace, and I still have my Chanel bag listed on eBay, so I'm still hoping to get some extra money to help us accelerate our debt payoff. So thank you so much for coming to my channel and tuning in, and it means a lot, all the support. Thanks, guys.